It's currently 9:44 p.m. Here's where I am currently on the third Anka polystyrene drawing project. I've primarily been working on the wrapping details for the sides and the back side of the bottom wrappings, but also a bit on trying to fix the wrapping details for the backside of the top wrappings, basically trying to make the wrapping details look more like wrappings rather than the scales they kind of resemble currently to some extent, and I'm doing my best to avoid repeating this for the wrapping details on the bottom wrappings on all sides. For which I only use this ultra fine tip of this dual tip Sharpie marker, and the rest of the markers I used today were for when those wrapping details came into contact with the sides of either this winged scarab or her tail. As of 10:19 p.m., it's been about an hour since yesterday's my dinner video project converted file finished uploading to my YouTube channel. After I worked on editing that video project on my phone, through the UCut video editor app, primarily during the afternoon and the evening hours, and extending a bit into the early night hours. At 10:24 p.m., it's still the early night hours. Throughout today, I've primarily been at my established work area between the living room and the kitchen at my mom's place. Sitting on the black sofa there as I worked on the third Anka polystyrene drawing project, which is what I primarily did before I did a 30-minute HIIT workout. From roughly 1:15 p.m. to roughly 1:45 p.m. This time I had roughly half of the glass of tap water during the 30-minute HIIT workout itself, and then I had the rest within a couple of minutes During the 20 minutes I spent cooling down afterwards, all in the living room area at my mom's place. But other than that difference, I did all of the things I usually do whenever I do a 30-minute HIIT workout. After I cooled down, after the 30-minute HIIT workout, I primarily worked on editing yesterday's My Dinner video project. I did a bit of work at 2 different points on the polystyrene permanent marker illustrations tips guide on Microsoft Word. During the earlier described first period today, in which I was primarily working on the third Anka polystyrene drawing project, the first point was during the mid-morning hours, while the second point was during the early afternoon hours. And the second period in which I primarily worked on the third Anka polystyrene drawing project was relatively brief and right before I started filming. I plan on falling asleep tonight somewhere between 11 p.m. and midnight. It's currently 10:49 p.m. I'll see what happens. Here's where I am currently on Oceania. And here's where I am currently in terms of clearing and restoring the ancient city. Here's where I am currently on Elvenar. And here's where I am currently on the task sets for the current episodic event on Elvenar.